Yes, I know a little bit because I managed to find a book about him. I know he was in Leeds.
John Atkinson Grimshaw.
That's right.
Yes.
And that he became famous for the moonlit scenes that he painted.
Yes.
Which this is a fairly minor one, I think. But it's always intrigued me. It's been in our family for almost exactly 100 years.
Well, I mean, Grimshaw is a very interesting artist. When he started painting in the 1860s, he painted very, very precisely. And in fact, he was also a photographer. So there is a photographic base to a great number of Grimshaw's paintings. Grimshaw is a northern artist, and therefore, because he never moves to London, he has to make success in the north, which is a rare thing in a way. Most people move to London to make that success or move to a bigger town. But when he became successful, like a lot of artists, he became popular, he had to produce more paintings. And painstaking techniques do not allow you to mass produce. So he started using more photographic bases and started using more workers. Here you see the typical Grimshaw trees, and you see quite hard work in here, the way these branches are done. You can see how cleverly this is stippled in. It's actually painted rather fast. Basically, Grimshaw and his team have learnt the tricks. That they've learnt the tricks how to paint the foreground and the background, how to paint the muddy road with the minimum of effort. I mean, the maximum technique, but the minimum of effort. And I think this is very apparent in this picture because it seems to me that this is one of those Grimshaws which has at least two different hands in. And shows its strengths and its weaknesses for that. That its strengths are here, very beautiful. The foreground is a bit automatic. If this was an 1870s picture, you would really feel this foreground. You'd really feel those ruts in the mud. And then, it seems to me that this is a bit weak. I don't know how you feel about it.
I have often felt the horses were weak.
Yes, it just doesn't quite hold together. This heavy cart laden with trees is not sinking into the mud, you know, and the horses, instead of straining to get round the corner and slightly go down, are sort of as though they're on a Sunday stroll. And so, was there a problem up here with the moon?
Well, that's part of the family story. Apparently during the war years, there was a cleaning lady helping in the house, and she assumed that the moon was a spot of something that had fallen on the picture, and she tried to clean the moon off.
Do you have a lot of pigeons in your house?
Not as far as I know.
As soon as you explain it, then we can see why the moon doesn't balance with the rest of the picture, which it would have done. And she's not only had a good scrub here, she's actually removed, I would suggest, a slight tone from over the whole thing, so that this circle, or the aura of the moon in the mist, has actually come to prominence. Because when an artist finishes a painting, what he does, he balances with usually pure glazes over the surface. And in this case, this stands out like a sort of archery target. It's a Grimshaw showing his feeding the mass market rather than painstakingly painting the best pictures. Price, I would have thought more like £15,000. 15. I mean, if it was a great Grimshaw, we'd be talking 30, so I'm going to say 15.
It's obviously a small, relatively minor work. But, that's very interesting. Thank you very much.